Well, hey everybody. It's time for me to finish up this project. I got to go into the dyeing stage of it, which I'll use a really fine brush. You have to be really careful when you're dyeing because the leather is so porous that the dye will spread out quickly if you're not careful. Okay, I've got a little bit of my background done. I can't stress enough how careful you have to be doing this because one slip of the brush and you can ruin a project that you've got hours and hours into. So you have to move real slow and careful. Okay, next I'm going to move into the brown. I'm going to be doing the whole background in light brown coloring. Now in order to do that, I'm going to use this dauber and just apply it throughout the whole background. Okay, we're going to allow that to dry a little bit before we move on. Okay, now that I've allowed the dye to dry some, I'm going to apply a sealer. It helps waterproof and just keep the item from fading and getting scratched up. Apply it with this dauber. Just spread it evenly over the whole piece. And now while I'm allowing the finish to dry on it, I'll start getting ready to add the rest of the stuff. This piece is the backing. That'll have to be glued on with a contact cement onto the inside of the piece. And after that's been glued on and dries, then we start our stitching process to stitch in the rest of the pieces. Okay, I've glued my inner liner in. I'm going to allow that to dry for a couple minutes, and then we will start adding the inner pieces and stitch it together. Finish this project up. Now the thread I'm going to be using was supplied with the kit. It's a wax coated thread which keeps it waterproof, strong stuff, and they provided a needle. And I'll be using that when I start the next step. Now the way you actually stitch these, you put a needle on each end of the thread and then you go in and out so it stitches and leaves a nice even stitch on both sides. Okay, this is the finished item. I've just spent a lot of time stitching it. It's got a spot for your credit cards, your checkbook, and at this point I'll be folding it over and applying a bunch of weight to it, a bunch of books or something, to end up flattening it out so it'll hold its shape. That's it for now with this project. I'm sure I'll be doing a couple more throughout the winter since I can't get out and metal detect. This is how I'm going to be spending my time. See you all on the next one.